Did it work? Did it work? Oof. Okay, period. Um, let me uh, how do I Ugh, okay, okay. How do I do this? Mm. Hi. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let's not do full screen because then I can't see the comments. Um, yeah. So, how is my audio? I can adjust it if it is too loud. Tanhan deserves no rights. I I haven't watched it, so I I can't know for sure. I just know what you have told me. Um, but actually, Tanhan is not on the list. Is not on the bracket. That Heather, I think you created the bracket yourself, right? So unfortunately, that's gonna be a no. Um, uh, I'm debating on whether I want to put up this. Nah, okay, that's fine. Okay, let me look at the comments. Yeah, we're gonna say we're gonna say no, Tonhan, but hello, hello. Thanks. It's a moon shirt. Um, because moon. Okay, so if you haven't seen the brackets that my co-hosts did, Pixie did hers on TikTok Live, which I have no idea how TikTok Live works, but that yeah. And then Alexa did hers through Instagram Live. And I was thinking, like, okay, I can do it through Twitter, but also I'm like a visual person. And I think I'm gonna be able to share my screen. But I was also thinking against it because I make everything more complicated than it has to be. Um actually, let's see. I should be able to. It's just a matter of if I can pan this on my phone. Where to go? Okay. Okay. I like that it shows the comments on StreamYard though, because that is very helpful. I was afraid I was gonna have to like double screen something. Okay, let's figure out how to use screen share. Um, mm, yeah, we're not gonna do that. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. So, ooh, ooh, nice, nice. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this bracket. I think the very bottom is cut off, but all the brackets are there. So these, let's ignore Canva. Okay. So some of these are from 2021, some are from this year, and some are slightly older than that. but most of them are newer. And I'm sure that you probably recognize all of them. I feel like these are all pretty popular and beloved dramas. So, that being said, if you're playing along and like doing your own bracket, good luck. Um, some of these I really had to search through the depths of my heart to pick out which one means more to me in the long run, which one had more of an effect on me. So so on the I don't know if this is mirroring it or not. I guess not. Okay, so up here on the left side, we have Bad Buddy and He's Coming to Me as contenders. And then going down here, we have Keita Hatsukoi and The Man Who Defies the World of BL as contenders. And then here we have History 3 Trapped and Not Me, which, oh, I feel like that is a pretty tough one. And then at the bottom on the left, we have We Best Love going against My Beautiful Man. It really is so cruel. It feels cruel to choose. But yes, hello, hello. If you go on the right side up here, we have To My Star and Semantic Error going against each other. I feel like those are two of the like biggest Korean BLs, so I think a lot of people would have trouble with that one too. And then next we have Cherry Magic going against Light on Me, another one that I feel like could be pretty difficult. This one is this one is so difficult in my opinion. Lovely Writer against A Thousand Stars. Even when we did our LoveCast like BL awards thing, it was really hard for me to choose between Lovely Writer and A Thousand Stars. And then on the very bottom, we have Manner of Death going against You're My Sky, which, even though those are like two vastly different genres of BL, I still found it like pretty difficult. So, yes, evil. Heather, everyone is calling you out for being evil. How do you feel about that? Okay, so the way I was going to do this, let me zoom out. The way, not the evil laughing. Okay, so let's actually zoom back in, maybe? Let's choose a font. This is like, actually, I might draw lines instead. Should I? I don't know. Okay. Well, first things first. Okay, well, first, as I said, first things first. Let's first focus on Bad Buddy versus He's Coming to Me. And this is where I pull up my finished version that I have on my phone. So the thing about Bad Buddy is for the majority of the time that the show was happening, I feel like I was yeah, I think I'm gonna do lines because text is pretty But anyway, so for the majority of the time that Bad Buddy was airing, I feel like I was watching it pretty casually, and I was doing one of those things where sometimes there are so many shows that I end up like watching things from the sidelines and not really engaging with any of the fandom stuff, but I just watch it from afar. um, that also happens because I get so behind on shows. But for most of Bad Buddy, I feel like I was really like I was like, this is a good show, and I really love the Romeo and Juliet thing, of course. I love the angst, but also that nothing is too we will get to Singtel. I love that nothing was I mean, the show dealt with a lot, but It's one of those things where it still wasn't like a crazy, crazy angst or anything like He's Coming to Me has. Um, the part of Bad Buddy that made me really love the show was the last couple episodes, and especially yes, Bad Buddy did have lesbianism in it. Um, which also kind of made this hard because I did love that couple from the beginning. But I feel like I did not fully appreciate Bad Buddy until it was over. And so in a way, it holds a place in my heart. Um so that's that. It's Bad Buddy is basically a series that I liked, but then when it was over, I was like, I really love this series. And Ohm and Nanon, I mean, it made me a fan of, I guess, them as a pairing, and I got to know Nanon better because I really wasn't familiar with his acting. So there are a lot of pluses to it. Don't get me wrong. But okay, so with He's Coming to Me, it's been a while since I watched this series, right? Um, and I've rewatched it a couple times. However, I don't remember all the details of the show, but what I do remember really stuck with me emotionally, and I think about it all the time. When I think of like Singto's best roles, the best dramas he's been in, He's Coming to Me is probably number one. Um, by far. We're not gonna bring up like Paint with Love or anything like that. Any any misses in Singto's career because in my opinion he doesn't miss, no matter what situation he's put in. So yeah, He's Coming to Me has one thing that I really love, and that is that it has a mystery aspect. So, like, Singto's character, another thing is I can't remember any of the fucking characters' names, but Singto's character is obviously a ghost. Ghosts aren't everybody's cup of tea, but they're mine. And then Ohm's character, because oh my gosh, that's the connection, is that Ohm is in this as well. Uh, his acting is so good in it. They both are like a powerhouse, and I desperately wish that they would have gotten more promotions together, and just that this show in general would have gotten more promotions. Yeah. Pixie's distaste for ghost dramas makes me laugh a lot, because it it very much is valid. She always has this argument of like it can never truly be a happy ending unless the human dies. And yeah, that's probably the case. I find that with a series like He's Coming to Me, though, that the focus is more on like family and trying to figure out who killed Singto's character. And I think the plot and all the twists and turns in it, plus Singto, of course, because Singto. I will say though, I wasn't like a Singto stanny when I first watched this series. However, I think because of the plot alone, I had to give it to He's Coming to Me, right? It's just one of those things where it's like the one that is more your cup of tea is going to be the one you choose because they're both really great dramas, but they are vastly different in everything from like how they're filmed, how they're written, which is kind of crazy because they're both GMMTV series. But yeah, I would say 100% He's Coming to Me over Bad Buddy. Now I have to remember how to do. Actually, I could do this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We could do this. Let's do like 20. Ooh, I got this. I got this. Um, I'm not gonna make it perfect, which is going to drive my mental illness crazy, but okay, I put it the wrong way. Yeah, it's gonna drive my mental illness crazy, but as long as we have this one line, I should be able to copy and paste it. Okay, besties. Literally the worst. You notice how the the bracket photo itself didn't fit into the dimensions, so I just made the background black. Oh, this is why I don't make any of the graphics for the show because it would look like this actually. Uh, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, the fact that Sanctu's character dies on his birthday too was like pretty I love my angst. I love the sad stuff. But anyway, moving on, we have Keita Hatsukoi versus the man who defies the world of BL. This one was really hard for me because I recently just rewatched Keita Hatsukoi and I just love it. Like, I really just love it so much. It's so happy and it puts me in a great mood. But then but then A Man Who Defies the World of BL is one of those shows where I really appreciate how much attention to detail was put into it. Like, you have to be funny and you have to be really witty to have come up with all of the stuff that they put into Man Who Defies the World of BL. Um, so this one was really hard for me, and I feel like I feel like it really depends on my mood at the end of the day because mm, they just like tickle a different part of my brain, but like almost equally, right? The comedy does hit different. Like it's so good. Okay, with Keita Hatsukoi, I think my favorite thing is because that show is pretty comedic too, but not in like that same witty way. It's more like it really is just like watching and manga adaptation because it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like it has like all that like body gag humor and like everything they do is so exaggerated and that's something that I really love about it and that makes me genuinely feel like it is probably like one of the best BL live action adaptations ever. So it's like it has that. Also, I love the episode when they dress up like Cinderella and Prince Charming. It's so cute. I love the episode where they go camping on the Spartan thing. I love Hashimoto. Like all the characters are so great too. I think probably the strongest thing for me in Keita Hatsukoi are the characters. And I guess just like the way they interact with each other, the relationships that they have to each other. Like I find that they are all very caring and considerate towards each other. And that's something that obviously you don't always see in BLs because not all of them are super like fantasy world, everything's perfect. But I think the characters in Keita Hatsukoi are the thing that really made me love it. Let me read my comments. No, but Hashimoto really is like one of the best female characters. She's so small, but she's so mighty, and I really love that kind of character. Uh, yeah. Yeah, it's oh, this one was really hard. Yeah, oh my gosh, Aoki. He it's just like you can't help but smile like an idiot the whole time. For the man who defies the world of BL, like I said, I think the comedic aspect is my favorite thing about that. But I also love that they don't do it in like a mocking or ha 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 making fun of anything way, nothing like a stereotypical way. It's just like these harmless jabs, really, that hold a lot of truth. And it was very interesting to see a series that was super conscious of a lot of the tropes in BL that we all are also very conscious of. Not crying over Kitatsukoi. Also, season 2 of Man Who Defies the World of BL just came out on Viki. I might start that tonight. I haven't even clicked on it. But I saw it when I was scrolling, so I'm definitely going to have to watch that. But anyway, with all of that being said, I chose Kita Hatsukoi. And I yeah, I chose Kita Hatsukoi because I think that when I was filling this out, that was just the kind of mood I was in. Like I said, I had just rewatched it because I was trying to do a video on it. That's a whole nother story. But if I had to really choose between these two, I would definitely pick Kieta Hatsukoi. So, besties, let's go back to my non-existent graphic design skills. Funny story, I had to take like a mandatory graphic design class in college, and I was so bad. Like, I didn't know how to use a Mac, and I did not know how to use Photoshop. So the girl next to me, I was like kind of friends with her, and she would do literally every project for me. And I'm not kidding. Like, usually I don't like asking for help with anything, but I was just so bad at it, and my grade was on the line. So I would just ask her to help me with stuff, and it would usually result in her just like clicking a bunch of buttons, and then it was done. And so that's a little story of a little background on how much I don't like graphic design. Um so oh, I kind of had an accent when I said that. I'm scrolling down here. Okay. So the next two, wait, let me read this. Oh my gosh, no, I could not have taken photography either. Like it's pretty bad. There were a lot of classes where I was like, I absolutely have to avoid this at all costs, or I would just fail. Um, but anyway, moving on, we have History 3 Trapped, which is probably the most beloved history season, versus Not Me. Um, weren't you an art major? So I have a liberal arts degree, but like that kind of is an umbrella term. So not an art degree, but like production and production management. So like TV and radio stuff, like filming, TV and radio. Also, though, I actually went in to college with a different major. I went in with broadcast announcing, which is basically what you go into if you want to be a news reporter. But I soon changed that because I don't want to be a news reporter. I watched a lot of people I knew become news reporters and they hated it. So, LOL. Okay, enough of my story times. So, yeah, these are kind of like in the same boat genre-wise. They're very serious, and even though Not Me is like a college setting, they're both like super, they have like very adult themes, which I guess college students are usually adults, but you know what I mean. Honestly, I really do want a Trap season 2 where Tangi gets out of jail, but I'm also very scared if that were to happen, because History 4 was not my favorite, but I digress. So History 3 Trapped is my favorite history, hands down. I just I'm like speechless when I think of this series. This is another one that I've rewatched a couple times, and yes, free tongue 100%. Um, I love the enemies to lovers aspect of this series. I love that it's a cop going against a gangster who I guess is doing criminal business, or he thinks is doing criminal business. And I love that even though they like start off like literally their first encounter their first encounter was literally Xiaofei, that's his name, right? Him pointing a gun at Tangy. Something about that was just really great. I feel like Pixie when I'm talking about it because she always is like, I love violence. I love the violent aspect, but when it comes to Trapped, I really do think I also love that violent aspect of it where you're like they have so much tension between them that you're like, I don't know if they're gonna strangle each other or kiss each other, literally. So yeah, yes, we do have a whole a whole episode about History for. Um, yes, 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 yes. So I love the whole kind of anything that has to do with like the mafia. Um, I really love. I love the whole like guns, monies, and bitches type thing. Not that there are that last part really in this. It reminds me of like GTA or something like that. And I think it has a genuinely good story. Like it's super interesting. And I love that the situation for them is so dire that they could die at any minute. Um, because that just adds more tension to it and it's so good. There are so many scenes that pop into my head like oof. Like you know that scene whenever they get kidnapped and they're wearing the handcuffs and then they break out and are running in the woods like oh I love that scene. What's another one? What's another one? I love I love the even like the wholesome scene where it's Tangi's birthday and with the cake. Um there's just so Yoon's new series, anyone? No. No. Please no. Um, but yeah, History 3 Trapped is like, oh, I really find it difficult to find the words to describe it because I feel like everything that could possibly be said about it has been said. And yes, 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 they're taking care of each other when they're hurt. Taking care of each other when they're hurt is another really big one. And that's also something that Not Me has. So I'm sensing a theme here. No, not the not the Yoon memes. Um, wait, I'm like, is Yoon in any of these series? No, I don't think they're on here. I don't think so, but somehow he's still a topic of discussion. Oh my gosh. So yeah, for History Trapped, I think all of the tension that comes with the relationship, the enemies to lovers, and how they kind of have to go into alliance. I think that's what I really love about Trapped, and I love that everything is so like do or die at all times. It actually gives me a lot of anxiety. So for Not Me, oh yeah, for Not Me, I have always been an Afghan stanny. I guess I don't know if I would call myself a baby anymore, but I was always a baby, which is Afghan's fan name. So I already do have that bias going into it where I'm like, I love Afghan. Um, but oh, not me. Like, I love the entire cast so much. Gawain, just Gawain. Uh, they fell in love under the pride flag. That is one of my favorite scenes ever in any show, period. I constantly think of this series. I know that it just ended, but I'm thinking about it nonstop, 24/7. Um, but yeah, Afghan are obviously both great actors. But I think Colin, I think that Off really, really did well. Like maybe even more than I expected him to. Um, because he usually plays a sort of fuckboy type character. But in this series, he's just like this jaded kid, like who is very angry at the world and has a lot of trauma and just wants to get revenge on Taui for being the cause of his father's death in an indirect way. Gawain in the direct way. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, literally all this stuff you're saying, like the pride flag, every Dan Yoke scene is so good. Usually, no matter how much I love like a side or secondary couple in a show, I never really love them as much as the first. But I feel like in Not Me, I felt equally about them. Like I really was into Dan Yoke too, and that sketch scene, the fact that Gawain crying was improvised, oof, it's so good. It's so good, and First is so good at like playing that kind of cheeky character with his hee hee smile, like I love messing with you, ha ha ha. I think Gunn did a really good job playing two characters, and the fact that you could tell like these stark differences between white and black was amazing. But we all know Gunn is a great actor, so um, I loved Mond. When the series started off, Graham was like my favorite character, and then by the end, I feel like I could barely stand him. But Mon was Mon was very sexy in it. This show made me start following him on Instagram. um, Let me think. And yeah, the director of this series is so good at what she does, and she really took the time to make every single shot, every single scene, everything so meaningful. So meaningful. And it's just good. Like, I could talk about this show all day. Oh, Mon really is there to look pretty. Like I was so into his like gray. I was so into the gray hair, but he dyed it and cut it, so it doesn't even look like that anymore. Um, yeah, I think I also do have one complaint about this show, and it is what how they I guess how they handled like Eugene's character. Because if I'm being honest, she was not likable at all for me. Like the entire time, she was not likable. Uh, and it almost felt like she was thrown in there. And I don't know, like I felt bad for her because Black did like leave her without telling her anything. And there were a lot of things that were out of her control, but I don't know, like maybe if we got to learn more about like her backstory or something, then I would have not I would have been more invested, because I remember at the point where like we were like, does Graham actually like her or not? I was like, at this point, I don't care. Like, I don't care. So I just wish that I guess her character was a little more developed. Namo and Eugene together would have been great. It would have been great. I also think that Graham and their one classmate who he always flirts with would have been great. Um, but yeah, that is the one thing that I'm like, eh. But anyway, although I had that critique, I did pick not me. I picked not me. So it's like, how do I explain it? It's like, I think that not me in the long run had a much had a bigger impact on me, I guess. I don't know how to say it in more fancy terms, but I think in the long run it will have a bigger impact on me, and oof, I just loved it genuinely. So let me read the comments. Yeah. Nemo and Eugene really would have been great. Ah, uh, yeah. Okay, so next we have We Best Love and My Beautiful Man. Oh god. Technical difficulties. I scrolled in too much. Okay. Okay, besties. We got this. We can do it. Ignore that my thing just moved a little. Hold on. We love technical difficulties. Yes. Okay. Okay. Scroll over. Okay. There we go. Period. Okay. Yes, yes. I blocked the bot, so we're good. Okay. Fuck! Why do I keep doing that? I keep like ugh, touching the wrong. Okay. Not me, not knowing how to use technology. Okay, so um yeah. So We Best Love. Um this is one that I watched. I binge watched season 1 and 2 of We Best Love one after another, and it's been a while since I've watched it. So I can't remember all the details, but I do remember that I loved the like main pairing. Um and then they also had the enemies to lovers thing going on like hardcore. It was that they had been competing their whole lives or whatever, and the one guy was always like just a little behind the other and could never come out winning over him, so that caused like a rivalry. I think the I think um oh my gosh, where's my train of thought? I think the thing that still sticks with me from this show is like the production value and the settings. So like I always remember that scene of them kissing in the school pool or whatever. Um and yeah, that's another one where I'm like I really love the enemies to lovers dynamic, but uh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember a lot of the plot. Like, I know that in season 2, like, they work in the same company or whatever, and actually, I think I like season 2 also. Season 2s aren't always, like they aren't always great, but I think We Best Love season 2 is actually pretty good. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I could not remember a lot from this show other than I liked the pairing together. They were really cute together. And I like that the main guy is like this short, angry. He's like a fireball. He's like short and angry. And it's always like, I'm mad at you. So like I love that about it, but uh I guess it didn't stay with me. It didn't stay with me that well, but yeah, I liked season 2, and them making out was the plot. I You could say that and I would believe it because I just can't remember. But so I really don't have much to say about that, honestly. Now, My Beautiful Man, um, I did a video on this. I love My Beautiful Man. I love that it made me think so deeply about the characters, the storyline, and what was going on. It made me really analyze them and even like psychoanalyze them. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I also have bad memory though, so but yeah, My Beautiful Man. I feel like in the past, have said everything that I wanted to say about this show. So I'm not even gonna like do some like drum roll thing. I did pick My Beautiful Man. I did pick My Beautiful Man. And this is another one where it's like truly just personal preference of where did that just go? It's truly just personal preference of I don't know though, because they're both kind of toxic. Like they are both kind of toxic, not gonna lie. So yeah, I don't know. I just personally, I think My Beautiful Man had a bigger emotional impact on me, and it has clearly stuck with me a lot more, even though it was more recent. Ah, yeah, okay. I feel like I'm going through this so slow, but I guess it doesn't really matter how long this ends up being, does it? So next up, we have To My Star and Semantic Error. To My Star, I love. I think it's pretty clear if you've watched like any episode of the podcast that we all love To My Star. It's one of my favorite KBLs that have come out so far. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Korean BLs that have come out so far. I love the storyline. I love any KBL that has to do with like the entertainment industry. I think it's because like I'm a K-pop person and have like been, I guess, observing the industry of K-pop for so long that it's like the whole like entertainment industry thing I really love. So the one guy, being an actor, I think is great. The other one being a chef, I think is very random but also great. And I love like their whole meeting. um, and I also love the reporter character and how she is like constantly almost catching them until she does. Um I love the CEO of the company. I think I really love the characters in this show. And I think that my favorite thing is their intimacy, their chemistry. They have good chemistry. Like, that kiss in the bed. Mm. This is a hard one, man. It really is. Oh, this is a hard one. Wipe away my tears. Okay. So, yeah, I think for To My Star, their intimacy is my favorite thing about it. And it makes me very excited for season 2 because I want more of their intimacy. I also think that To My Star is a must watch. I'm trying to think like if I were to rank it with all of the KBLs where I would rank it, just for me though, it would be at the top, but I don't think it would be number 1 for me. But it's good. It's just um the story is very like mature, but not in not in the same way that like Trapped or Not Me is. Like it's just these people going about their daily lives. And there's like a lot of angst that comes with it because the actor guy is like kind of like a failed actor at this point. Like he's washed up and all this stuff. It's just, I really like the storyline and the chemistry of To My Star. And I feel like Actually, I think I did rewatch it not that long ago. I was gonna say I should rewatch it again. Ah, okay. Semantic error. I still need to watch the last episode. I'm thinking about watching it again over from the beginning because I really like it, but I feel like I don't like it as much as a lot of people. Like, ah, for this one, I think I love the storyline and I love how the pair like interacts with each other. And this is very superficial, but I also like their height difference. Um, I think this is another one where like even though I just watch it, I can't remember a lot of the details from it. Um because I was on my phone. So like I feel like I don't have much to say about semantic error at this point. I think I need to watch the last episode and like watch the whole thing over because I like it, but it doesn't feel like super revolutionary to me. But I also respect the impact it's had. Like I think it's probably the most popular Korean BL other than like Light on Me, Where Your Eyes Linger, maybe Color Rush, but only season one. Uh, uh yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty clear that I picked To My Star. I picked To My Star because it's just the one that has stuck with me more. And this is definitely just like another like super personal preference thing, but yeah. Okay. Cherry Magic or Cherry Magic or Light on Me. The best thing about Cherry Magic is that it has that same kind of vibe as Keita Hatsukoi, where they have a lot of body gag humor and like the super exaggerated like running around being like super clumsy and all of this stuff. They have that, which I really loved in Keita Hatsukoi, so I'm like, "Oof, that makes me really love it." And then, of course, I love the pairing. Oof, they're both great. I love the premise of the series, like how the whole reading minds thing and like being a virgin, like, ugh, it's so funny. It's so like it's genuinely funny. I think Cherry Magic, my favorite thing are like the same things as Keita Hatsukoi, where like I love the characters and I genuinely think it's hilarious. Like died laughing. um but yeah. And then Light on Me is like difficult because I first started watching it by myself and I was like, yeah, I'm really into this. I love this so much. Like the production value, super high. The episodes being longer, if I'm correct, super high. I'm sorry if you hear yelling in the background. I think I was just called. Um, but I'm gonna ignore it. Um, so Light on Me, I can't right now. Okay, I can't. I can't eat. Okay, so okay. I'm like, wait, let me get back into my mode of talking. So, Light on Me, when I started watching it by myself, maybe like halfway through, I got, and I was like, this is great. I love it so much. I love everything about it. Um, and then my friend came to visit me, and I was like, we need to watch all these Korean BLs. So, the first one we watched was, I was like, let's start Light on Me from the beginning so you could see it. and we're gonna watch it all the way through because it had finished at that point. Yes, I got behind. I got very behind on it. But when I was watching it with my friend, there were a lot of parts that I started like questioning. Like we would be listen, there's gonna be a turn. You think I'm dogging on Light on Me, there's gonna be a turn. But my we started like just noticing things like how it was taking forever to for anybody to make a move. And it was like so frustrating. And we kept like getting annoyed and like yelling at the characters and like we were like, what was it? I kept calling down a cuck because he especially like wouldn't do anything. And like that whole part of it was so infuriating that it took so long for anybody to do anything. Um but I also like do get that that's the part of it, which okay, well let me further explain. So, after I finished it, I was like, you know what? Like, I kept thinking about specific scenes in the show that I really loved and appreciated. Like that scene in the beginning where what's his name? Oh my gosh, Taekyeon. Taekyeon. He like gets in the fight or whatever and Shinwoo helps him out of it. Like that scene, the whole dialogue there, it really stuck with me. And then Dawn's like struggle of basically being like outed to the school really stuck with me. So I kept thinking more about it and I was like, there were just so many parts. There were just so many parts where I was like, wow, like this was done so well. And like even the characters that I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about them. By the end, like Sohee, by the end, I was like, I really like all these people together as an ensemble. I also love the teacher, and I kind of wish that they would like make a series for his own storyline that he has. Um, so by the time I was talking about this with my friend, I was like, like I really didn't like how long it took for someone to do something, but also the buildup was kind of good, right? And it really did have you guessing like week to week who Taehyung was going to end up with. And I really love that aspect of it, despite the fact that I think some people went a little too far fighting about it. But I really love that whole kind of like interactive aspect too, where it's like every week you're like, is he gonna end up with Shinwoo? Is he gonna end up with Dawn? And the whole time, personally, I was for Shinwoo. I kept thinking like Dawn is too good. Like it was kind of like that thing where you like go after the bad boy. I was like, no, no, no. We need Shinwoo in here because Dawn is too good. Ugh. But so after my after my analysis, my analytical, I make it sound deeper than it actually is. After my analysis, I chose Light on Me. Surprise, surprise. Because in the end, there was more that happened in the series that stuck out to me. And I really loved and appreciated, like I said, a lot of the conversations that were brought up in the series. So that is why I chose Light on Me. Let me catch up in the comments. Oof. LOL. Semantic error. Yeah. Cherry Magic is so good. This one was evil. This one was really hard. But this next one was even harder. Um because we have Lovely Writer and 1,000 Stars. Oof. Just oof. So Lovely Writer. obviously. I love that show. I think it's pretty clear. I mean, we had we had two podcast episodes about it. Um I think I was still a guest in both of them, which is crazy to think about. And then I also have two of my own videos on Lovely Writer, so clearly I was very into this show the whole time it was airing. It's not even one of those things where like I got behind. No, no. I was on top of it every week. So this one is the worst. This one really is the worst, you guys. Okay, so let me formulate my thoughts. So, Lovely Writer. I love the concept. Like, I think this is one of my favorite concepts ever for a BL. Like, the whole exposing, I guess, like the behind the scenes of the industry, the BL industry, but doing it in a way that is very clever and still like tasteful. Like the way they executed it, I think was really well. I'm like, wait, are we talking about how hard it is to choose? So, yeah, Lovely Writer, my favorite thing is the concept. And I think that the concept is the reason why so much of the writing is amazing. Like, there are so many scenes I could think of that I just love the dialogue. The dialogue in this show is so great. Like, for example, you know that scene where Jean and Nubsib are like having dinner with their families and they basically have to reveal that they're a couple. I love all the dialogue in that scene. I love the scene where Nubsib is deciding that he's gonna quit in the meeting room. The dialogue in that one is amazing. Ugh. And you guys know I love Cal. Unexpectedly love Cal. Like when I watched Until We Meet Again, I wasn't even that into him. I was more into Ohm, but as Dean, if that makes sense. But something about his character in Lovely Rider just hits different. I think it's because he's a himbo. I think that's it. It's because he's a himbo. Um, so that's another plus is himbo cow as Nubsib. Um, yeah, and Tiffy. Oh my gosh, like Tiffy, Aoi, everyone, all the characters in this show are so good. Even the ones that you love to hate, they're so good. Um, and of course, I love Bruce as an actor too. Um, yeah, I feel like I don't even know how to fully explain it in a way that I haven't already. Like Aoi's character is so good. I love that he is set up as like the antagonist, but that you clearly see, even though he oversteps a lot of lines, that he's not a bad person. And he's just kind of like vying for like love and attention. Even though there's literally that I forget his name, the dude right there who's always caring about him. Um, there are just so many good conversations and conversation starters in Lovely Writer. And this is like an aside, but I love the wardrobe in it also. Like, oh, what's his name? What's the name of Jean's friend? Hin? His outfits are so cute. I think that's his name. His outfits are so cute. Yes, Chap. Oh my gosh. I knew it was Chap too. I knew it was Chap too. I promise I knew it was Chap. I just what's the character's name though? I can't remember. Also, Chap has been in like so many things. Also, so is Green. Um, but yes. let me let me catch up. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Hin's outfits so cute. I even think Nubsib's outfits are so cute. Like I I'm a big fan of double denim. So I love when Nubsib wore that double denim outfit. Jean's a little more simpler from what I can remember. Aoi, I think, is a little simpler too, but he always has a nice bag on him. Did you notice that? Like, he's always carrying a cute bag. Um, so, um, yeah, there's just so many good things about Lovely Rider, and clearly, like, it's one of my favorite BLs, 100%. I was thinking about rewatching it, but we'll see. So, A Thousand Stars is also one of my favorite BLs. Ah, unlike Lovely Writer, I binge watched A Thousand Stars when it was already near the end. Um, not for any reason other than I got super behind on just like life. But A Thousand Stars has my favorite thing ever in it, which is angst. Angst and like the sort of like spiritual, metaphysical, slightly paranormal theme to it, with like Torfun's heart. Torfun kind of still residing with, God, what's his name? Tien. Residing with Tien, not as him, but like with him. That whole thing. Yeah, so A Thousand Stars. One of my favorite things, angst. My other favorite thing, Earth Mix. Like, oh, Earth Mix. This is a pairing that I didn't know how I was gonna feel about, but there's like this instant like connection between them when they're on screen. And it's really fun to watch. Um like, I think Earth and Mix have so much chemistry. So much chemistry. Um and I think that Mix, I'm so impressed by Mix in that series because like, he was a rookie actor, I guess still technically is, I don't know. But I was just so impressed by him, and he was definitely my favorite character. Granted, my favorite character is like usually like either the main person or the most fucking random side person. But yeah, oh my gosh, Tien's character and Mix playing Tien, it was also like gut wrenching because obviously the story is gut wrenching. Um, I love how I love the concept of like Tien, who is this kid who is like very privileged in life, has all these opportunities set out for him, but he knows that he's probably going to die or is going to die if he doesn't get a heart transplant. So he's like kind of living so recklessly, not really caring about anything, drinking and partying all the time. And then it's like when he gets that transplant and he slowly finds out who Torfun was and what her life was like, it's like he starts to do this complete 180. And I just love the concept of him like giving up all of that privilege to go and help a village that is underprivileged, and not even like doing it in like a snobby way or whatever. Like, of course he's out of his comfort zone when he gets there, but it's like he genuinely wants to atone for the bad way that he was living before, and he truly like wants to honor this person who's not there anymore. It is just so good. It's just so good. And Earth, yes, I'm seeing a lot of naked Earth, shirtless Earth. That is very valid. I always think about that. The waterfall scene, the shirtless waterfall scene. There's a lot though. There's that scene where they're living together in the, I don't know, the outpost or whatever, and Earth walks in like fully naked. There's that scene. Um Now I'm just like, it's like a reel of just like shirtless Earth moments I'm going through in my head, clicking through them. But yes, P.O.F. I mean, clearly we are a fan of P.O.F. in this on this podcast. It's such a beautiful that's the thing, is this series is so beautifully shot. And I think that at the end of the day, the production between Lovely Writer and A Thousand Stars is really what had me like I was like, okay, weighing them, like, because they're both so good, but in such vastly different ways. Like, they're not even like filmed in the same way, which clearly they're not from the same company, but uh, I picked A Thousand Stars. I picked A Thousand Stars because, yes, oh my gosh, the music is another thing. I picked A Thousand Stars because production wise, I feel like it's a perfect show. Like, I truly feel that when I was thinking about just like and when I say production, I don't even really mean like stuff like acting or dialogue. I mean literally like filming, lighting, stuff like that. It's all perfect. It's literally all perfect. And as someone who went to school for video production, I really, really appreciate those types of things personally. And don't mind me struggling with this stupid line. I'm just gonna put it like that. Yeah, I just personally appreciate production in a series. And this is one where you could tell that they did it. Like I don't even know what to say. Like the scenes on the cliff, just how like vibrant they managed to make this village, even though I know Drake said that it was like raining and cold the whole time. It's just yeah. I'm just like reminiscing on A Thousand Stars in my brain now. Yeah, that's why I picked A Thousand Stars is basically like Earth Mix, and that I just really appreciate how artistic the production is. So this last one is Manner of Death and You're My Sky. These are so different, but I love them both in different ways. Uh yes, Manner of Death has Max Tool, and that is like one of the biggest pluses because clearly Max Tool are one of the best probably BL pairings there are. Um mm. Okay, so Manner of Death. It's another mystery, but it's like a murder mystery, and there's also like the aspect of like there's a drug problem, there's problem with like violence and crime and stuff, and it's just like I love a good crime uh, in a series, like just the telling of a crime. Does that make sense? I promise I'm not one of those like romanticized true crime people. But oh my gosh, I forgot Foe, whatever is in that series. I forgot. Oh my gosh, it's coming back to me now. So Manner of Death. I love the mystery. I love the storyline, and I think that is the strongest thing for me is the storyline. The strongest thing other than Max Tool because they're pretty they're pretty strong on their own, but put them in this situation where again they're like enemies to lovers in this dire circumstance where they're like working against each other but also working together at the same time. Their chemistry is amazing. I think everybody agrees with that. They this is another series that is like it's very adult, has adult themes in it. Um, and likewise, they interact pretty intimately. Ugh. Honestly, yeah, not me, be gay, do crimes, manner of death beyond solve crimes. I love the whole thing of like solving crimes and the whole who done it thing. Like, one of my favorite stories is And Then There Were None. where you're like trying to figure out who at the party is like the murderer, and like how did they basically like Clue, like who did it, where did they do it, how did they do it, like stuff like that I love so much. So that and Max Tool for me are what really made Manor Death good. Also, the twist, there are so many good twists, but especially it ending up being the sister, I believe. The sister. Oh, oh, that might have been one of the best plot twists I've ever seen in a mystery crime type series. You're My Sky. You're My Sky has like it holds a place in my heart. It holds a place in my heart. Um And part of that might be, I mean, I already was really into this series before we interviewed them, but the interview just made me like love them more as people. Um, You're My Sky reminds me so much of Project S. Um, and Project S, the badminton one and the skateboarding one, especially the skateboarding one, is like one of my favorite dramas. They're even like filmed in the same way. They have that focus on sports. And I'm not a sports fan. I'm not a sports fan. Um, I did dabble in like going to my friend's basketball games in high school and stuff. Like I would always go to her basketball games, but other than like women's basketball back then, I'm not into sports really. But this series, like I think Shar said earlier, made me made me interested in sports, specifically basketball. Um, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Like the production is so good. It's one of the more artistically shot shows on this bracket. The lighting is beautiful. The color gradient, whatever film they put over it is so beautiful. Um yeah, the colors are so warm. Like it it truly is a comforting show. Like every time I watch it, even if like some sad shit was going on, like Thorn losing his mind during that basketball game and him and Tuffa fighting, like even when it's sad shit like that, it still has such a comforting vibe to it. And I think the color grading does contribute a lot to that. I also think the music contributes to it too. They're really good with setting the mood in it. Uh, the pain factor, yeah. Yeah. And this is one where I love all the couples. Like, I really love all the couples, and I really want to see what's going to happen with them in the very end. Um, yeah, I love all of them. I love the whole track thing. I love the oh my gosh, my brain is like blanking. My brain is blanking on all the names. I'm so bad at remembering names, but I just love all the pairings in this series, and they all have different vibes to them, which is it's like very refreshing. Also that they have pretty equally divided screen time depending on where we are in their stories and what the episode is focusing on. I feel like if you sum it all up, they each have pretty equal screen time. Yeah, yes, Apple. There's so much good about You're My Sky. Uh this one is really hard too, but You're My Sky, I think because it is so comforting. That's why I picked You're My Sky. It just it just gives me that warm feeling. Like you guys have all said it already. So yes, I picked You're My Sky. But that again was another tough one. It's like two completely different types of stories, but They're both very good. Very good. That is my pick. Oh, they should do an unconventional sport. Uh, okay. That is true that your My Sky isn't finished yet. Like, we have no idea what's gonna happen, but I don't know. I think I like the vibes. Like, that show just has the vibes, and it's another thing where I appreciate the production value of it personally. But okay, so now now we have to go back to the top here, right? And we have He's Coming to Me in Kita Hatsukoi. I think I'm gonna go through these a little quicker. Wrestling, no, why is there not a BL, I guess, that focuses on wrestling? That is a great idea. That is a great idea. I wish they would do a wrestling one. It's already very homoerotic in theory. um, but yeah, He's Coming to Me and Kita Hatsukoi, two completely different vibes. Slam Dance had rest. Okay. I don't think I watched Slam Dance. Anyway, He's Coming to Me or Keita Hatsugoi. The thing, the deciding factor here was which one had a bigger emotional impact on me. An emotional impact on me. And I think it's clear to say that He's Coming to Me had the bigger emotional impact. Um, just overall, like I said, I think about this series all the time. I love Singto, so I do have that bias as well going into it. Uh, I'm like, wait, am I doing this right? Okay, I guess so. Yes, no, yes. Me being confused at my own configuration of how I did this. Okay, yes. So yeah, I chose He's Coming to Me for that. Um, yes. I'm like, what? Yeah. And let me look at my I have to go back to the one on my phone for a second. Okay. So the next oh yeah, yeah. So I picked He's Coming to Me. Why am I so confused with this? Okay. That. That. Yes, He's Coming to Me. Okay. So at the bottom here, I chose okay, yeah, History Trapped. Why am I like my brain is like dead? Okay. Yeah, Not Me and My Beautiful Man. It's because I don't have them written in. So, Not Me and My Beautiful Man, it's going to be the same thing where it's what had a bigger emotional impact on me. Um and again, I have a little bias, but I chose Not Me because it's just such a clever show. I appreciate it so much. I loved the directing. I love Off Gun. I mean, enough said about that. Also, so let me look at my thing. Okay, let me. Not Me goes there. And He's Coming to Me goes here. Yes. See. Okay. Now, let me go back to my comments. Bowling. That's another great idea for a sports BL. I would watch that. I'm not even the biggest fan of bowling. I actually kind of hate bowling. I used to love it, but I think it's one of those things where you do it so much that you're like, I'm bored of this. Okay, so this one is To My Star. Yes. See, yes. I'm like so confused by this. Okay. Oh, yeah. Did I skip? Wait. Did I skip ahead? Wait. I'm so confused. Okay, whatever. I'm at this point, I'm like brain dead. Okay. So, um, let me see. So between these, I picked To My Star. Yeah, I picked To My Star. Okay, let's keep going. We could talk about it after. Okay. And then next, let me scroll down. Next is next I chose I chose wait, how do I put this? Formula 1. Okay, I actually the concept of car racing, I love. Okay, 1,000 stars and you're my sky. So so I chose 1,000 stars. Yes. I'm like, wait, did I choose that? I have to keep looking at my one that I have filled out. Yes, I chose 1,000 stars. And then from there, it would have been between Not Me and 1,000 stars. I chose Not Me. Like, I chose Not Me. And then He's Coming to Me and To My Star. I chose He's Coming to Me. So, oof. Racing. Yes, yes, yes. I like the concept of a racing BL, but I kind of want it to be more like Fast and Furious, like Tokyo Drift, than like Then, like, I guess Formula One is good. I was gonna say because when you this is totally an aside. When I think of like car racing in America, I think of like people like what's his name, Dale Earnhardt or whatever. I think of like the most country, like Southern country people ever, but yeah. Street racing BL. Yes, actually, I like the idea of that. I wanna write that, actually. I would write it if my brain still worked. Dukes of Hazzard. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Who's gonna wear the oh my gosh. That imagine that, but it is actually like a musical. Like, that's funny. That's funny. It literally is Sing Against Sing. I totally forgot he was also in He's Coming to Me. These are all great ideas. Mostly. Oh my gosh. Who would be? Who are we putting in the shorts? We Oh, I'm so intrigued by this Dukes of Hazzard. Thank you, Heather. I'm so intrigued by it. Okay. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. Okay. So, believe it or not, this final, picking the winner was very difficult for me because it's another one of those things where they are meaningful to me in like different ways. Like he's coming to me has the nostalgia, it has Singto, it has Ohm. Their acting is great. I love the mystery. No, we're not. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Side note, did you know that there is a tag on my drama list that is interspecies? Um, that's what Charlotte is referring to. An interspecies car human pairing. Um Stop. Okay. I'm starting to lose my mind. That is so funny. Um yes. He's coming to me is I could very well choose it just for the nostalgia factor if I'm being honest. And then not me. I'm sorry. I just like I have to yes, I have to back up this. He's coming to me is categorized as interspecies romance on my drama list, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Um like I don't consider like a ghost a different species as human, but okay. It's funny. It's really funny. So not me. Love the concept. Love the dialogue, love the conversation. I love all the small details, all the things that were clearly so intentional. It's like it's not every day that you see a BL like Not Me. It's just it's so like socially aware, but in like a not like it's trying to like push like some agenda, not in like a tacky way. Like the same thing with Lovely Writer. Like it wasn't done in like a way that is super tacky. It was done really well and off gun and off gun. Also Gumpa, shout out. My sister will probably get mad at me if I don't mention Gumpa because she loves him. Uh, yeah, both of these have great cinematography. He's coming to me, I always think of like all the scenes in the cemetery. Not me. Obviously, the first scene on my brain is always the rainbow flag. But I also think of like the fire, the house burning. Um, did you know they used real fire? Like they started a fire. Isn't that so cool? Um, um yes. See. I'm trying to get my brain out of the Dukes of Hazzard interspecies cars cars realm. But right. Yeah, I don't think ghosts is a different species anyway. I don't know if you can do a drum roll for this. I don't have anything that's like I have my remote. Um but yeah. Yes, civil disobedience. That's it. That's exactly it. But I don't know if this winner is gonna come as a surprise, but I chose Not Me. I'm sorry, Singtel. I chose Not Me. I chose Not Me. um, and I don't know if there's really anything left to say about that. Not me. Period. Um, keep fucking up Canva when I'm doing this. Hold on. See. So, oh my gosh. Please stop doing that. Okay. Should we even put the little text in? Not me. He's Coming to Me is pretty timeless, but I think Not Me is just like on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about it is just on a whole nother level. And you can't compete with greatness. So there you go. Surprise. Um, is it? Okay. Oh, poor Singto. I mean, he's just fine. He's just fine. He is not affected by little old me. But yes. I did. I had to withdraw my bias. Which my number one bias is being a Singto stan, but Not Me is just that good that it erased that bias, which tells you something. Yeah, so because Alexa and I share one brain most of the time, we both chose Not Me as the winner. That doesn't really surprise me, and Pixie for semantic error doesn't surprise me either. Uh, Worst BL, that would be tea. That would really be tea. That might be controversial. Although I think there are a lot of series that most people don't like. Heather will either write that down or ignore it. Probably write it down. Okay, so yeah, I want to know if you guys are surprised by my winner. History 4. I think History 4 might win mine. Well, I was gonna say, is that a spoiler? But we don't have the other ones yet, so I don't know. That'd be so funny. Yeah, are you guys surprised that out of all these I picked Not Me? I feel like it's not that surprising. Um Obviously I've done stuff about 1,000 stars. I've done stuff about Lovely Writer. Um I've done stuff about My Beautiful Man. Yeah. So I love like all the ones that made it into like that semifinal section. I love all of them. But yeah, I think Not Me has just I feel like Not Me has rewired my brain. um, I feel like Not Me has completely changed the course of my life. That's exaggerating, but it's funny. Yeah. History 4, that's so funny. You could put like all the histories on there, maybe, except for Trapped and Make Our Days Count. Interspecies. No, okay. Call it what you want. Honestly, Call It What You Want would be a big contender too. That's so funny. I actually like Crossing the Line too. I love the whole that's another one that it made me like sports. I was really into it. Yeah, I love Crossing the Line. Um I should say I like the main storyline of Crossing the Line. I don't really care about any of the side stories. Um yeah, oh my gosh, this concept is so funny. Of doing a worst videos bracket. Uh Oh, you know I'm definitely gonna do a video on He's Coming to Me. It's just a matter of it's just a matter of my brain is working. We'll see how my progress with my Kitatsu video goes. I was like trying to go in country order of stuff I've watched, but who knows? We'll see what my brain can manage. Um Yeah, I'm not a fan of the brothers. What the duck? Mm. Mm. They do love some stepbrothers. I think I might like the one with the teacher more than the brother storyline. Like, I really don't like that one. At least the professor one had that little girl that was so cute. Like, it's still like kind of questionable, but the little girl is very cute. She's so cute. Um Yeah, right or wrong. Um yeah. Yeah. The teachers. Oh, yeah. Don't even ask me about like the first season of History. I don't think I ever actually watched it. I don't think most people have watched it. But yes, 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 yes. Yeah. We went through a lot of series today, just like talking about them. I'm surprised that my brain has been working for this long. It's starting to shut down now. Oh my gosh. Uh, but yes, this was my, you know what? Should I pull up my fancy version? Let me pull up my fancy version that I have. Let's see if I have it saved somewhere. You can't see right now, but I'm pulling up my files. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let us let us go back. I'm going to here. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Because I just want to show you guys my my final version was actually very like neat and organized. I promise you. Which template did I use? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone's gonna have to vote. Um, upload media, please. Where's my fancy one? Okay, let me adjust. Also, please ignore, please ignore, um, like, all of my, I know you can't see it right now, but please ignore all of my random parts of projects I was working on in the sidebar. Um, yeah. Okay, wait. Go back. Back, back, back. Back. Go back. Okay. Okay, now we can share this tab. Yes. Share. Okay. This is my fancy one. I just kicked something. This is my fancy one. I will end with this on the screen. There's a little bit of a lag. Oh yeah, I definitely can close the sidebar. I mean, it's funny. I'm sure you saw some goodies there. I can also do this. But yes, this is my final version with everything neatly written in. This is why I was confused by the bracket because I didn't write it down. But yes, ta-da! There it is. Okay, yeah. You guys are going to be you guys are like Heather said, you're going to be oh my gosh. I just like accidentally closed. Yeah. So you guys will be voting on whose bracket, but I mean, since me and Alexa had the same thing, it's going to be between not me and semantic error. And I actually don't know. Like, I have no idea which one's gonna win. But yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we do have the blank template on social media, so you can definitely go and do your own, and I'm very interested. I I'm so nosy. I like seeing what people's favorites of things are. I'm just like that. Um and of course, yes, like Heather said, use the hashtag. Yes. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Um has it been almost like 2 has it been almost 2 hours? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We wrapped it up. But yes, thank you for watching. Um, everything with the brackets again. And I guess just, yeah, this was fun. This is fun. I just like talking about my favorite things. Like, I don't know if that's like self-centered, but I just love talking about things that I like. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been a while since I've been on a live by myself, but I really want to do it on here so I can screen share. Um, and yeah, okay. I have no outro because it's just me. But I am going to let me stop sharing, put myself slightly bigger. Okay, guys, bye. As I'm holding this lip gloss. Yes, if you yeah, I'm pretty sure because I just like copied and pasted the original stuff and the original link. So yeah, you can find everything in there. But anyway, yes. And now I need you to do the promo. My brain is short circuiting. But yes, thank you for watching. And I'm gonna go and eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but we're gonna find out. So I guess how do I end this? Okay, it's up here. Okay, this was also great practice for when we do our next live stream, which should be soon. But okay, goodbye.